Alright, t'es prêt?
Yep.
T'es prêt?
Yep.
Fais-moi un countdown.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
All right, cool. So this is Pharaoh Rebirth, and it's a pretty cool, neat game. Fairly simple, and it has really solid pixel art, which I really like. And you'll notice straight off from the beginning, there's a lot of cutscenes. This guy wants to talk to you a lot. Alright, cool. So, oh wow, okay. Some of the platforms in this game are like really weird and funky. And they sort of, they don't act like they should. So the main movement-based tech that'll be used throughout the entire run is just this dash move I have. When I'm dashing, I don't actually take any damage while I'm dashing, and it's a bit unusual because it's not a dash in like a straight line. It's actually it's like a little hop in an arc. So it's actually kind of hard to get used to because if you're not careful, it's very easy to just dash and just jump into a pit if you're not careful. So the way the checkpoints work in this game is that I just pass them, and while I'm on top of the checkpoint, I just my health refills gradually, which is pretty nice since you don't have to. A lot of other games, when they do checkpoints like that, you sort of have to go through like a cutscene in order to actually save. But in this game, it's like super fast. All right, so I just picked up a watch, and the watch is an item that's not really useful immediately. It's an item I turn in the later stage in order to get another item that actually increases my attack power. There's a lot of dialogue in this game, like I said before. Luckily, if you just hold one button, it auto-skips like all of it. So it kind of balances out in a way. Alright, so this is the first boss. He's not too hard, because when you hit an enemy in this game in the air like I am right now, the game actually resets your falling speed when you hit something in the air. So like you can hit this guy like in the air like 10 times in a row because of that. You're able to stay in the air for like a billion years. Oh, I didn't explain earlier. Right now, if you look at the top left, I have a carrot equipped. I picked that up earlier, and that's gonna be a very useful item on a lot of bosses. It makes me invincible and increases. I think it doubles my attack for like a good 20 seconds. So it's an incredibly good item. But I only get one use of it, and I'm gonna be picking up, I think. In total, I'll be picking up like 4 or 5 carrots, I believe. I forget exactly what the number is. So that was a cutscene where I got cursed, and I've been cursed, and now I die in 7 days, like you see on the screen there. And I have to go on a quest to collect 7 cups, or 7 holy grails, I believe, in order to stop the curse. So this game is structured a bit weird. I can go back to any other stage whenever I want to, but the game is sort of sectioned in a lot of different stages. And this part is kind of silly. So I'm just hopping on this van. This is kind of an Easter egg. So if I hop on this van, long enough, I get the coffee. And the coffee isn't a super useful item, and it only increases your attack by 1, which doesn't really seem like much, but it's actually really good. Because it works fairly simply in this game, your stats. If you at +1 attack, you deal 1 more damage on all of your attacks. And a lot of the other abilities that I gain are multi-hit, so it's actually, 1 attack actually adds up like really nicely. I haven't really spent like a huge amount of time routing this game, so maybe I'll not pick up the coffee next time. But for a marathon, it's a lot easier to be a little bit more safe. Oh dear, okay. If I didn't have the coffee, I wouldn't actually be able to kill those blue flames with the air attacks. Alright, so I just picked up the first upgrade, and that will allow me to like chain myself to these grapple points. They never explain in the game like why your ears, like right now my ears turn into chains whenever I go onto these grapple points, and then my ears will turn into other various ridiculous things as I pick up more abilities, and they never really explain why you can do that. I don't know what the deal is, but it's alright. It's cool. So there's a sub-weapon you can pick up in every stage, and the sub-weapon in this stage is a machine gun, and it's one of the only ranged items you get in the game, but it's actually kind of useful for that screen that I just was on for a while, but you can just go through it by using damage boosts. The machine gun also gets pretty much outclassed by another sub-weapon I'll be picking up in the next stage, so it's not really, really worth picking it up. The guy I just talked to, he's called Mahone, and he's sort of another archaeologist, a very mysterious one. And he tries to help you to find these holy grails that I was talking about earlier. These turrets aren't super dangerous. I'm not killing them because they actually have like a lot of health, so it's a lot faster to just kind of tank through that section there. Alright, so this is the first quote-unquote real boss. If I am able to kill this boss without getting hit, he will drop an item which will increase my mana regen. And it's not the most... Oh god, okay. That was close. I can also hold the attack button to do the spin ear move, which is very useful because it actually destroys those rocks really easily. Alright, cool. Alright, so now I have plus one mana regen. Mana regen in this game isn't really super useful until the very last boss, because the very last boss has like 1 billion health, and you actually fight him for a pretty long time. Otherwise, it's not like super useful. That one's probably the easiest, or like the best one to get, because usually in all the other stages when you kill a boss, you can just leave the stage, but in that one it sort of locks you in, so you lose like maybe 1 or 2 seconds just picking up the item. So right now I'm chasing the turtle on the motorcycle. His name is Andre. Right now he's being kind of a jerk, and he's trying to steal all the other holy grails before you do. But later on he joins you. He's actually a pretty cool guy. And in fact, you actually do a stage where you control him. You play as Andre, which is pretty cool. I believe that was the... There's actually, if you want to try out this game, it's actually... I don't have the link, but it's on the Japanese website. You can actually download the base game of this for free, if you dig enough for it. But yeah, this is Pharaoh Rebirth Plus, so it has some extra stuff in it. I don't think it has the... I don't think the base version of this game actually has the Andre level. Oh, damn. So what I could have done there when I hit the lever, I could have gotten hit, and right there I was sort of locked out of character control. Now, if you get hit in that little cutscene, you can actually regain character control, which is a bit awkward. But I didn't do that because I just want to play it safe. Because I haven't played this game in a very long time. I'm a little bit out of practice, but it's alright. Alright, so this boss is a bit annoying, so I'm going to use a carrot on him, and you're going to see just how good the carrot is. Oh, what? Okay, that was weird. So I'm gonna try to spawn this guy. He's gonna teleport back down and... Oh, he went to the left. That's not good. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate. Usually I can kill him before he does this attack, but this isn't that bad. Alright, cool. So yeah, every boss, again, drops an item if you're able to kill them without taking damage. And that's another item that's pretty free to get. You lose basically no time. Usually, if I was actually good at the game, you can actually manipulate him to teleport down and go to the very front of the train and kill him there. But that's still fine. All right. Oh, jeez. I actually didn't save, so if I would have dropped in the spikes there, I would have had to redo the boss, which would have been pretty embarrassing, but luckily that didn't happen. So right now I have to go and oh yeah, this is a puzzle. It's pretty easy. It's the same every time, so. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, dude, I'm dumb. I forgot the route in this game. I'm actually supposed to go in the second stage here and pick up the paper airplane ability, which will allow me to hover. And you'll see what I mean when I say paper airplane. It's actually quite literal. So my ears can turn into a paper airplane, and that allows me to hover, which is pretty cool. And this is the upgrade I just picked up, or rather the ability. I pretty much need it to complete the game. I've tried to skip that one, but it's not really feasible. Because later on there'll be vents you'll need to go up with, and you can only go up vents if you have the this paper plane ability I just picked up. Oh my god, dude. Alright, so right now I'm gonna pick up another item here. And this is just a standard item. It doesn't really do much, but it does increase my attack by 1, which is, again, doesn't really seem like much, but it's actually pretty useful throughout the entire run. It adds up. So that was a little cutscene that tells us, hey, you need to activate the vents. And you do that by mashing on this computer that I'm gonna go to for some reason. This is how... Oh dear, alright. This is how actual hacking works. So if the prompt on the screen is red, I have to push attack, and if it's blue, I have to push jump. And it's kind of a silly little mini game. So I just picked up a magic upgrade, and that's gonna be the only one I pick up in the run. I don't want to go too out of my way for upgrades. So here I'm gonna do a little detour, and I'm gonna pick up the cherub sub-weapon. And this is probably the most powerful sub-weapon in the game. It costs 30 MP to use, and it spawns like 2 little whirling objects around me that deal, I think it's like 11 or so damage every time they hit something. And it actually does a lot of damage for how much magic it costs, so it's the most efficient use of magic, sub-weapon-wise. Alright, so here I'm gonna pick up another carrot. I'm not gonna use it on the final boss in this stage though, because the final boss in this stage isn't that hard. Also, for some weird reason, the carrot doesn't really increase the attack on your air attack that much. Alright, so this boss can be pretty scary in terms of just getting it no-hitless, or getting it hitless rather. But it's not too bad. I'm not in any real threat of dying because, again, like the cherub is like super overpowered on this boss. Oh dear, alright. Kinda messed up a little bit. Oh man, okay. Alright, cool. Dude, it's a miracle. I have actually done 3 bosses hitless. What a time to be alive. Alright, so that's the magic region upgrade. Usually, when I kill a boss, it spawns like directly on top of him, but for that boss, it spawns all the way at the bottom. If that boss like actually, if that boss fight like actually lasts long enough, you'll eventually reach the bottom. This stage can be really bit weird to platform on because there's a lot of uneven surfaces. And like I said in the beginning, like your dash is like a short hop, and it can actually be it can kind of be difficult to like space your dashes efficiently. And also this section is kind of annoying as well because there's these enemies that are kind of hard to see, just because everything is sort of black and silhouetted. So this is the oxygen upgrade. It just allows me to breathe underwater. Oh god. Wait, okay. That was weird. I usually don't get hit by that piranha. That was awkward. Alright, so I'm coming up against the other minigame, and it's sort of, it's pretty easy. It's the same every time. Wait, okay. I thought I messed it up for a second. One time I actually forgot how to do that puzzle, and I spent like an extra minute there just trying to fiddle around to see what the solution was. So usually I would not pick up this carrot that I'm going to right now, but I'm just doing it for, again, safety. I'm a huge babby. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. This is probably one of the most confusing levels to navigate, since you sort of have to backtrack multiple times in order to unlock the several screens, or like get to the end of the stage. Oh, dude, okay. That was actually a really good set of rooms. Usually I just get hit at least 3 times there, but I have no idea how I actually just slid through everything there. These enemies' claws don't actually disappear off the screen, even if you kill them, so they can be really annoying to deal with. Oh god, what? What? I was stuck in the crocodile. That's never happened before. Okay, cool. Alright, this is just an old guy. Actually, he's not just an old guy, he's actually a pretty important character, but for the moment, the watch that we picked up in the first stage, he allowed us to trade it in, and he gave us the pocket watch. Which is another small item which increases our attack by 1. And I just got the snake ability or whatever, and that just allows me to slide on the ground like this. Apparently bunnies can't crouch. I don't know. I need an upgrade to slide on my belly for some reason. Alright, so that was just a cutscene where we talked to, damn, I forget what his name is. But he's like a billionaire archaeologist, known the world around, and he's trying to help you recover the 7 Grails. Because before this, we discovered that Mahone, the mysterious archaeologist, is perhaps not exactly on your side. Alright, so this boss shouldn't be too difficult. I'm not gonna get the item hit list on this boss because it's actually kind of hard to do, and it's not really worth it. Alright, cool. And on this boss I can actually just leave after I kill him, so it wastes a little bit of time. Even if you were to kill that boss hitless, you would actually like waste more time than other bosses picking up the item. And in general, his attack patterns are kind of hard to dodge and do damage at the same time. So it's a lot easier to just roll your face into his attacks and just go ham on him. Alright, cool. This is probably one of my favorite stages. This is the Andre stage that I was talking about earlier, where you play as Turtle Man. Oh, I forgot to say, I actually gained a dash ability earlier. I just have to double tap left or right in order to dash on the ground, which is pretty useful on this stage. Shoutouts to Rowlet, the best starter Pokemon in Sun and Moon. Oh dear. So Andre can drop claymores, but oh, okay, nice. Okay, this is a bit of a sequence break. Normally you would have to use this grapple point on the left here, but if you jump above the grapple point and then go off the grapple point with the jump, you can actually just skip going on the left. I'll be using that a lot throughout the stage. Like here. Oh god. Okay. Oh, by the way, if those owls hit you, you actually turn into stone, and you have to wiggle around in order to get free. So that floating letter there, I don't actually need to complete the stage. That's an item that, whoa, whoops. Alright, this isn't too bad. That's an item which unlocks the bonus stage, so... but I don't need to complete the bonus stage to actually beat the game, so I don't pick it up. So this whole stage is sort of like taking place, like in the story. This stage is taking place like at the same time the other stage was being done. Where sort of Andre went on his own to this other tomb to get another Grail, and right now you're sort of working together with the main character's name. The bunny is called Jonathan. So you're working together now, and I forget exactly why. I think he just decided that it was better to try to find all the grails together to get rid of your curse. Because they're both cursed. They both got cursed at the start of the game. Ah, damn. For some reason, when those owls start to fly on the screen, if you just re-enter the screen, they just kind of disappear, which is a bit weird. No use. This boss is pretty cool. I'm gonna try to hit him with claymores as much as I can. Claymores can actually hit you if you're like right on top of it, but it's actually kind of hard to get hit by one of your own claymores. Oh god. Ugh. Alright, cool. So, right now I could just exit the stage, but I'm gonna wait a little bit to pick up this, next... the item I just picked up that increases my, magic regen. I'm actually doing really well on upgrades. I think I got, like, all of the ones I wanted to get, so that's actually kind of... I'm actually kind of surprised. I hope you like auto-scrollers, because this stage is mostly an auto-scroller that's like 4 minutes long. If somebody could pick up this game and figure out a way to skip this entire stage, I would be pretty grateful. Oh dear. Alright. I actually need to focus for this, apparently. Checkpoints are pretty far apart, so it's actually fairly punishing if you're not paying attention. This part can be a bit scary because it's just like very small platforms. Oh my god. I actually got destroyed by birds, dude. Sick. That was actually the very end too. Yeah, it was literally right before the end there. That's unfortunate, oh well. Alright, so this part's kind of cool, I guess. It's a little sort of turret section. So I have two types of projectiles. I have volleyballs, which deal a lot more damage than tennis balls, and they're also a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna be using or not tennis balls, beach balls most of the time. I'm actually not sure if this section is tied to how fast you can kill these bats. I think it's the same every time, but I'm actually not sure. Alright. Okay. Alright, so I'm pretty much done here. Except I have to do the sick jump, which is pretty good. Oh jeez, I almost missed the ledge. Nice. If you land on that ledge a certain way, you can actually get like a little bit of a speed boost. Alright, apparently this guy is some mythical figure in Egypt, but it looks completely ridiculous. It's kind of hard to take seriously. Alright, so that boss is pretty free, again, because you can just use a carrot on him. Alright, so Fernando, the billionaire archaeologist that was helping us, is actually the bad guy. And he just freaking shoots Andre, our boy. And now he's dead. Rest in peace. Now the old guy that we met earlier shows up. And he's the boss, so he's just gonna wreck this guy. Alright, so the billionaire archaeologist has some of the other holy grails now. And we have to go get those holy grails from him. Also, he just... Apparently you can buy an orbital cannon with a lot of money, which will actually appear on the screen very shortly. Alright, cool. The story in this game actually gets like very... it gets kind of, well, not really convoluted, but it gets kind of ridiculous. Like right there, that was a cutscene where you were talking to like the Secretary of Defense of the United States. And he was like, yo, what is up with this orbital cannon in the sky? Oh, whoops, this is the wrong way. Alright, this is another auto-scroller that's unfortunately really long. But there are little things I could do to make this section a little bit faster. So every time, if you've noticed, every time I hit an enemy, or anything really, that I can hit, the game sort of has a couple of freeze frames, so I can actually save a couple of frames here if I use my sub-weapon to kill the enemies on the screen. So I'll be trying to do that. As much as possible, but there's not much I could do here to save time, unfortunately. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier, the feather I picked up, that's the last ability I'll be picking up, and it's basically a double jump. But it's a double jump with a attack. So I'm gonna use it now to kill those enemies. You can see like my ears sort of whirling and doing damage right there. And it's actually incredibly powerful. I'll be using it on pretty much every boss from now on. It does, I believe, as much damage as your ground attack, except it's multi-hit, so it's actually insanely powerful. And some of the hitboxes for a couple of bosses can be a bit wonky, so it can be very difficult to do that attack in a spot where it will hit the maximum number of times. Alright, that's the last carrot I'll be picking up. Alright, cool. Alright, so these dogs right here, they do like 1,000,000 damage for some reason. They do like half your... Oh my god, dude, I'm getting barked on. Alright, I'm good. Yeah, they do like half your health, which is pretty brutal. So take a look at that excavator in the back. If you just hold start and skip this cutscene as fast as possible, it will still be in the background while it's in the foreground, which is kind of awkward. And I'm gonna try to be hitting this guy with my air attack because, again, it's incredibly good. This guy's movement can be super weird. He can like go across the screen like instantly if he wants to, like he's doing right now. He can actually go like off the screen, and you don't want him to do that because you can't actually hit him off the screen. Alright, that wasn't bad. It's pretty ridiculous that this guy apparently has all the money in the world and can buy an orbital cannon, but like the best thing he can come up to try to kill you is an excavator with like missiles on it. It's kind of dumb. So right now we all have the 7. We have the 7 grails, and we're gonna try to resurrect Andre. He died earlier in the hospital when he got shot, so we're gonna try to bring him back to life. And right next to us is Mahone, which was the mysterious archaeologist in the beginning of the game. He was actually the good guy all along. Alright, so this is the last stage. And this stage can be pretty scary because right now I have no health upgrades whatsoever, so I have to be very careful when going through these dudes. Everything in the stage hits pretty hard. I think there's no enemy in the stage that does like less than a quarter of your health every time you get hit. Oh jeez, alright. This is the worst stage in the game. So if I hit any of these pink flames, I'll actually get boosted up into the ceiling and I'll die. So it's very weird to get around this room. Luckily the cherub is super useful in that room. Ooh, that was weird. Oh, man. Oh god, that was close. That's one of the most terrifying screens in the game because you have to position yourself very carefully. Alright, so this is Andre, but unfortunately he's mind controlled, so we have to beat him up. Kind of messed up a little bit. I meant to use the cherub a bit earlier. So the final boss shouldn't be too difficult, and that's because I picked up another carrot earlier in the run. So I'm gonna use 2 carrots on this guy's first phase. This is the last boss, by the way. Oh god. I actually messed up a little bit. He's gonna teleport again. But this shouldn't be too much of a big deal because I have another carrot, fortunately enough. Alright, cool. Alright, so this is the very, very last boss. And this is a fight where magic regen is super useful because it's one of the longest fights in the game. Alright, cool. I'm not done yet, by the way. I'll be done pretty soon, though. But the game is basically over now. Time is pretty soon. Time. Alright, cool. That was Pharaoh Rebirth. Hope you enjoyed it. This is a pretty cool game. I'm the only one who speedruns this, to my knowledge. So if you want to pick this up, just holler at me, and I'll help you. It's a pretty good game to play casually as well. This game also has impeccable credit songs, as you will see pretty soon. Absolutely excellent.
This